What is up, guys? It is Bucky, and welcome to your 26th, I was gonna say Objective-C, but this is actually intermediate Java tutorial. I've been doing Objective-C for like the last month, so anyways, welcome to your 26th intermediate Java tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to be learning about threads. Now, if you watch any of my game tutorials, you know that I already taught you guys a little bit about threads, but now we're going to be really getting in depth. And aside from that, before I even begin, I want to show you guys something you might be interested about. If you go to my new blog right here, the newbostoncode.blogspot.com, it's a new blog I made today. You will see all of the source code, not only for this tutorial, but every tutorial I'm going to make from here on out, I'm going to put the source code right here. And again, the newbostoncode.blogspot.com. And if you're too lazy to type that in, just go ahead to my other blog, and then you can see a link to that right here on my tutorials source code. Or if you are at my YouTube channel, good thing I have like the smallest browser in the window. Well, if you're in my YouTube channel, go ahead and go to my blog, and then there's a link to this blog. But anyways, that's enough of that. Let's get to the tutorial. So actually, I'm just going to put a link to this right in my description box. Why don't I do that and save you guys confusion? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So if you're saying, alright, let's get to this thread stuff. What is a thread? What a thread is it's a way your computer allows you to do multiple things at once. So for example, the video you're watching right now. Remember the old days where you had to download a video and wait for the whole thing to download, and then once it was downloaded, then you can watch it? Like, F that, no way. We want to start this video buffering, and as soon as we get a little bit of data in it, that's when we start watching it, and it actually loads as we're watching it, and we can watch it before the whole thing is loaded. So if you see the little progress bar at the bottom moving, you know that you can watch a video before it's completely loaded. So loading and watching, those are two different things, doing it at the same time. That's the power of threads. So again, instead of doing one thing over, then waiting for it, then going to the next thing and next thing step by step, we're doing many things all at the same time. Pretty cool, huh? So I'll be going into this a little bit later, and if you need a better explanation, go to my Java game development tutorial 1 and 2, and I explain it more in detail, but now we really just want to get into the coding. So, enough of me talking, let's go ahead and do this. So in order to create a thread, the first thing that we need to do is implement the interface runnable. Now runnable right here contains one method and one method only we need to use in it, and that's the run method. Now whatever we put in this run method is the code that's going to run whenever we start our thread. So in this tutorial we're going to be building three separate objects. Each of those objects we're going to put on a separate thread. So we're going to have three threads. We're going to run them all at once and see what happens. Pretty cool, huh? So let's go ahead, and each of our objects, which is also going to be on its own thread, is going to have a string name, an int time, and random r equals new random, just because we want to give it a random time. Now we're saying, alright, not minus, that's what we're going to say first. Gotcha. I imported random from Java Util, so we don't have to make a separate class for that. That's a built-in class. Pretty cool, eh? So now, what do we want to do for the constructor? Public tuna, or whatever you name your class. I first want to give each object a name whenever I create it. So I'm going to pass in a variable later on to give it a name. So that name is set to your parameter, and I also want to give it a time to sleep. Now whenever you put a thread to sleep, it pretty much means do nothing. Just sit there, chill out, hang on, wait for something else to happen. So we can give it like a time manually, like 50 milliseconds, but we want to give it a random time because, we can. So R from our random object right here, dot next int, and as a parameter for this, you write 999. And this is milliseconds. So now your random time is anywhere between 0 and 999 milliseconds, which is pretty much between 0 and 1 second. I mean, close enough, right? Alright, so outside of your constructor, now we're still getting this one error and it says, dude, you implemented runnable. When are you going to make this run method? Alright, we'll do it right now. So put public void run. And it doesn't need anything in its parameter. And go ahead, it does need a try and catch though. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Try, catch, exception E, and we don't need to do anything for exception. But anyways, whatever you put in try, remember, this run method gets called whenever you start the thread. So whenever you start the thread, this is the code that's actually going to happen. This is your sweet spot right here. So let's go ahead and what do we want to actually do? System out printf, and let's go ahead and press for the format. Let's go ahead and press %s is sleeping for %d. So we're going to say the name is sleeping, and then we're going to say how long it's sleeping for. And after this, we actually need to put our thread to sleep. So in order to put thread to sleep, put thread.sleep. And you don't need to name what thread you're putting to sleep, because whenever you call run, it automatically knows that thread. It's kind of like self keyword. So looks good right there, and we also need to put time in here. As a sleep parameter, you put how long do you want to sleep for. I mean, you could put something like 40 or 12 seconds like that. Actually, it would be that. But what we're going to be doing is giving it that random time to sleep for. So that's why that came in handy. And after this, we just want to do system out printf, one more statement to make sure everything went well. Maybe we should put out instead of R. That would probably help, just a little bit. And let's just go ahead and put, alright, Haas. %s is done. And for the parameter, just put name. So I know this might not make any sense at all, but in the next tutorial, when I put all of this together, you'll actually see how to implement threads, and I'll be going over it one last time to tie it all together and so it makes sense to you. So stick around for the next tutorial, and I will see you then.